Today's cover story.
Winston Churchill once said, "There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man." As it turns out, Churchill was more right than he knew, especially when it comes to children with special needs. NECN's Marguerite Ayers has tonight's cover story.
Josh is 18, but he's never ridden a bike or even played ball. Ben used to play sports, but his disease stole that away. Lately, even the words seem to hide deep in his brain.
Say hi.
Ben Seidman's nervous system is breaking down. There are days now when he can't roll over in bed.
Hey, Ben. Okay. Hey, Ben. Ready? We're going to put this foot in. And 1, 2, 3, up. Perfect.
For the 30 minutes he spends on a horse's back, Ben seems to regain what was taken away.
We're going to go fast. Cut. Good boy, Ben.
Ben comes here to Lovelane Special Needs Horseback Riding in Lincoln, Massachusetts. With a physical therapist who is also a riding instructor and the helping hands of volunteers on either side, these young riders can break out of the boundaries placed on them by their own bodies.
He's still able to get up on that horse, mount that horse, and ride around the ring. So for a parent who's losing their child every day, to see some of those abilities back again, it's just tremendous.
You're huge. If you put your arm around me, perfect. Okay, Mom can help with that leg and Colleen can grab it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Scooch. Perfect.
Josh might need some help getting on, but he can certainly tell the horse what to do.
Start right. Good job, Josh. Excellent. Okay, does this horse have brakes?
Stop. You better stop.
Stop. We got to stop. Pull back. Stop.
Say, oh, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Up here,
He's like a total cowboy.
all he wants to do is trot.
Good.
For 17 years, Debbie Kanzer has seen self-doubt disappear on the back of a horse. And parents see it too, rallying to raise $4 million for an indoor ring and a barn, so these kids can ride year-round, and so the horses that are such an important part of their lives have a permanent home.
It's their sport and it's their activity and their recreation, and they're getting therapy, but it's so disguised. Working in a traditional therapy setting, especially in pediatrics, I found you had to really manipulate kids a lot to get therapy done. It's so different than the traditional medical setting that it's so about what's possible.
What these boys don't know is that the horses beneath them perform a kind of magic deep in their spinal cord that no form of physical therapy can provide.
Anyone who's ever ridden a horse knows that it takes strength and balance, and that you use muscles you've never used before. A horse's walk actually mimics our own, imparting messages to the muscles and the nervous system of what real walking feels like.
The horse's gait is really the only tool that simulates normal walking. The movement really grounds the nervous system and helps the rider, get to a higher speech level, get to higher cognitive attention, following directions.
On a horse, the words hidden in Ben's brain come out.
Typically, Ben does not use complete sentences anymore. He does have better verbal capacity when he's on the horse because the stimulus of the horse helps him.
If you don't hold the saddle, then you can pull. If you hold the saddle, you can't control him.
Hold on.
It is nearly impossible to capture Ben's attention.
Are you trotting, baby?
Unless he's in the saddle.
Oh, my God. He did all things at the same time. He followed instructions. He controlled the horse. He sat up tall. He went where they said. He held the reins. For him to follow multi-step commands and still hold his body together, I mean, what an astounding thing for him to do. And nothing. I mean, he's never been able to do anything like that before. He's just remarkable. They're just remarkable.
How do you make the horse go right or left? How do you steer?
You pull the reins back
Yeah.
to the right and you pull it back to the left.
Gypsy, the little bay pony, goes exactly where Campbell Grossbeck tells her to. But she doesn't go near the walls because Campbell can't see them.
Getting on a horse just sort of
gives him the ability to run where he, you know, on his own is really afraid to take off and run because, you know, you fall into holes or you hit things. He just gives him that sense of motion going through space really quickly that he never really had before. When you have a child with special needs, you realize that they have many challenges, and one of them is really, you know, it's hard to learn if you don't have self-esteem, and he really doesn't have another source for that kind of pride.
All these people start thinking differently about the children, that they're not just what their special need is. They're not about what they can't do. They're like, yeah, you know, bring it on.
Ben Seidman now comes twice a week. Day by day, his disease is taking him away, and riding is the only thing that allows his family to reach him.
The longer we can hold on to things like this, it increases all of those abilities for him. It allows our family again to experience a part of Ben that might be hidden from us as a result of his disorder.
Perfect.
Out of the saddle, Josh returns to his other world, where life is more of a struggle. At least he knows what it's like to walk and to ride. Marguerite Ayers, NECN.
Lovelane Special Needs Horseback Riding Program is nonprofit and always in need of donations to keep the barn running, as well as get volunteers who can help with the horses and the riders. For more information on that, you can go to Lovelane's website at www.lovelane.org. Lovelane has a long waiting list, but if you'd like to find an accredited therapeutic riding program in your area,